The 4 elements of persuasive marketing. That's what we're going to be talking about on today's video. Marketing is hard, and talking to a lot of people, as a marketer, I'm Ryan Scott from Brandvies, by the way, but we have a lot of clients, and I talk to them on a regular basis, and I'm dealing with marketers at companies. Some of the companies are very big companies, some of the companies are smaller, but the thing is always the same. Marketing is very hard. It's very difficult to drive growth in 2019 when it comes to marketing. And so, they're trying to master storytelling, they're trying to master content creation, content marketing, SEO. And at the same time they're trying to master that, they're competing against their actual competitors. They're competing against bloggers. They're competing against trash on the internet. They're competing against everything for everybody's attention. And it's really, really hard to do that. And so they invest a lot of money in creating a video or creating content marketing, and then they have to push it out there. And a lot of times what's really sad is after all this investment and all that effort, whatever we do doesn't work. We publish a blog post that took us days to write and nobody cares. It doesn't get any social action. It doesn't get any organic traffic. And when that happens, things can get very, very, very frustrating. There's nothing quite like putting all of your effort and all, sometimes, especially in the B2B space where there's multiple decision makers, and you go into a meeting and you say, I want to invest in creating this video, and people challenge you and they say, well, why do you want that video? And people say, I don't think it's a good idea. And you go to bat for that video and then it doesn't work out. Then suddenly it's not just frustrating, but it's embarrassing. And you go into every meeting and you have to sit there and people are wanting to know what's the ROI and what's the results that we're getting, a week out, like you can drive results within a week. And it just gets, your stomach gets tight. You're in there, you're frustrated. You're trying not to let it show. And you're trying to, defend your decision. And people are asking, well, did it work? No, it didn't work. And this is the worst question. This is the question that makes me angry when someone asks. I have to hide it inside sometimes, but I get frustrated with this question because it's the stupidest question in the world. But they say, well, why didn't it work? Why? There's no answer to that question when it comes to content marketing. And if you had a great answer, then the follow-up question to that great answer is, then why did we make it? It's like, I created this blog post, I published it, and it didn't work. Well, why didn't it work? Well, maybe it was a little off topic. Well, if it was so off topic, why did we create it? It infuriates me. It makes me angry because this is coming from people that have no skin in the game. This is coming from people that didn't, stick their neck out to create a piece of content. This is people that are sitting back, letting the marketers do all the work and put their name on the line. And when it doesn't work, they can just say, well, how come you did that? It's nerve-wracking, and that's why it's so unnerving when you're going to send an email and you shake a little bit, you tremble a little bit when you publish or click that send button. It makes you nervous, and so it gives you butterflies, right? Or when you publish the video on YouTube and suddenly you're super vulnerable because now you're wondering, well, are people going to like it? Are people going to think it's stupid? Are people going to, is Frank Boy 45 going to make a negative comment again? And so it's very vulnerable, and it can hurt you, like it hurt your feelings really, because marketing, when it comes to content, marketing is a creative art. We're creating art. Some of it might stink, but we're creating art. And when that art is not accepted by the people that we want to accept it, it hurts. And when that marketing or when that art is not accepted by our peers, it hurts. And I was just talking about this with a guy from our company recently. He was writing a post, and I had to do a review of it, and I gave him some critical feedback, and he took it very, very, very well. And I said, well, I'm glad you have thick skin. And this is a guy from the military. This is a guy that's fell off a cliff in the middle of a blizzard, and he lost some toes to frostbite. I mean, this guy's gone through a lot. And he said, you know what? He's an ex-military guy. He said, you know what? The critical statement that I made saying, I think we missed the mark here, he said, that does get under my skin a lot more than a lot of the other stuff that I've had to deal with. And that's so true. The reason is because when we write a blog post or we talk on a video or we create something for content, We are doing a creative process. It is always personal. And when someone's critical of that, or it's rejected, it doesn't work, it hurts. But there is a way, and you're never going to get perfect, by the way. Marketing is always going to be a hit and miss game for the most part. But there are 4 elements of marketing communication. There's 4 elements of storytelling. There's these 4 elements that can be put into every single piece of content you create. And when you put them in there, it gives every piece of content life. It gives every piece of content some power, some oomph. And it's really interesting when you start recognizing these elements. You can start picking them out of the content that really drives you. You'll find it in Hollywood videos, or movies, I should say. You'll find it in great novels. You'll find these 4 elements over and over again. And when you learn to recognize them, and when you learn to apply them to the right application, it gives your marketing a head start on everything else. And so when you're creating the blog post, if you implement these 4 elements in the right way, that blog post is much more likely to get some action and get accepted and perform than content that you just created. If you create a video and you get these 4 elements into that video, your video is going to perform a lot better than if you just created a video and talked about it. Sometimes you hit these elements by accident, but if you know how to do it on purpose, it gives you a leg up. So I'm going to talk now about the 4 elements of marketing, persuasive marketing, that you can put into your content, into your website copy. You can put it everywhere, but these are the 4 elements of persuasive marketing that will make a huge difference. And you can remember these because it comes in an acronym: SITE, S-I-T-E, SITE. And the first one is social. The social element is a huge element in marketing. You natively know this because of social proof. You put reviews on your website. Yelp is a thing because of the social aspect. And when you're putting the element of social into your content, into your videos, your blog posts, when you put the element of social, it usually comes in the form of a story. You tell a story about someone, a struggle that they had, question that they had, something that happened that is relevant to the discussion at hand. You use that to create a rapport. You get your audience to actually identify with what you're talking about through the social aspect. You can't oversell the power of stories about real people, real problems, real triumph, real failures. Those things are so powerful, and if you put them into your content, it will level them up. The second thing, the letter I for SITE, it's S is social, I is inspirational. It doesn't matter what you do. Eventually, you have to spur someone to action. You have to get them to actually act on what you're talking about. If you're creating great content for your company and your prospect is watching it, at the end of that video, they need to be moved into taking whatever action you want. We put call to actions in blog posts because we want people to take that action. The inspirational element is where you give them the call to action. You got to have this in every piece of content. The inspirational side that, and I call it inspirational, number one, because it fits in the in the acronym, but it's an action calling. And it comes from this idea, when we do something and somebody says, well, what inspired you to do that? If someone took an action, bought your product, bought your service, downloaded your ebook, whatever they did, and someone says, well, what inspired you to do that? They need to be able to point to your content. So sometimes you have to put the element of inspiring the action, sell the benefit of the action, sell the cause of the action, sell the end result of the action, future pace it, do whatever you have to do, but get people to take action. Sometimes you just have to tell them, look, this is where it is. You're never going to get organic traffic if you don't publish a lot of blog posts. So get out there and publish blog posts. That's inspirational. The third thing is the letter T, and that stands for tactical. So you can tell someone a story about, getting a lot of traffic from your blog. That's a great social thing. You can tell them, look, this company over here published 5 posts a week, and they started getting, millions of views a month. That's a social story. The inspirational story is, if you really want to win, you got to get blogging. So get up right now. Stop watching this video. Go type a blog post right now. That's inspirational. Tactical is showing them how to write the blog post. So it's good to inspire them to action, but people need to know how to take that action. So if you put a tactical element into your marketing, it's very, very valuable. You can't undersell the value of tactical information either. Like how to write a blog post. That is a tactical piece of content. And so you need to put the tactical element into your marketing. And the last one is the letter E. So SITE, the letter E stands for emotion. You got to put emotion into your marketing. We're not logical creatures. No matter how much we want to believe that we make our choices, we do things out of logic. We are emotional creatures. We use logic to rationalize the decisions and the choices we make, but it's all made on emotion. So if you leave emotion out of your marketing, you're going to miss a huge opportunity to drive people to action, because emotion is really what drives those things. And so out of those four elements, the third element, or the fourth element, I'm sorry, emotion, can actually be applied to all of the others. So you can apply emotion to the inspirational side. You can apply emotion to the social side. You can apply emotion to all these other things, but you have to have that element as well. And put together a social and an emotional element together in one story can drive amazing response. If you put emotion and inspiration in the same piece of content, you can drive a lot more action. If you put social and tactical into the same piece of content, you can not only give that great information, but the people value it more because it's attached to some kind of social proof. So those are the four elements of persuasive marketing that you need to start working into your content. And if you go back and watch this video, I used every single element inside this video. See if you can find out what they are. Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, click the like button. If you didn't like it, click the dislike button. Click the subscribe if you want to get all of our future videos. And I've actually written a much deeper blog post about this that goes into the four elements and how they apply to the basic framework of great marketing, which is hook, story, offer. And you can read all about that in the blog post. I'll put that link in the description. I invite you to go read it. If you like that, share it. But hopefully that will help you. Hopefully, if you found your content performing but not really driving amazing results, try being purposeful. Figure out how to put in emotion and where it should go. Figure out where you can put in the social aspect and where it should go. The inspirational aspect, where that should go, and then the tactical information as well. When you apply them intentionally in the right spot, it can drive amazing results. Hopefully that helps you. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you for watching this video.